Do you want a piece of advice from me? Do it afraid. Do it regardless of your fear. Do it regardless of the fact that you don't feel confident in this. Do it regardless of the fact that people will talk. Because if you hold yourself back because of what people will say, guess what? They would always say something. People will always have something to say. And that's why you need to do it regardless. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube video. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to be confident, how to be unapologetically confident in yourself without minding what people might say. Now, the first is to celebrate your wins, celebrate the small wins, celebrate everything that makes you different, celebrate your body, celebrate your life, love your life, romanticize your life, because nobody has the will to your life except you. Nobody is the main character of your life except you, except it is your will to put someone else as the character of your life. But that's not it. So if they mention your name in the public, what comes to mind? What comes to somebody's mind? What is the name that would mention? What is the identity that will come to mind? It is you and you alone. So you have to celebrate what makes you different. That's the very basic step into being the most confident person in the world, the most confident person in the room. So regardless of your body shape, regardless of your body size, regardless of the features of your body, you need to celebrate what makes you different. I am aware that people have different insecurities. People have insecurity based on their skin color, on their skin texture, on what they can do and what they cannot do. Different insecurities. But if you put your own insecurities ahead of the strengths that you have, you begin to feel less confident and have low self-esteem issues. Because when you feel like somebody else is better than you, how are you sure that that person you are looking up to as the hero or the role model does not have their own insecurities that are dealing with, but they will not come out to tell you? And that's why you might see them as the most perfect role model or the real figure. Why can't you be a real figure or a perfect role model for somebody else to emulate? Yeah, that is why you need to be confident. You need to be confident in your own skill. You need to be confident in your own skin, because people look up to how you treat yourself. You cannot expect somebody to treat you better if you don't treat yourself better. Likewise, you will not expect somebody to love you wholeheartedly when you don't love yourself the same way. So you need to celebrate what makes you different. I'm sure nobody created themselves, and if you are feeling insecure about a particular thing, you shouldn't put the blame on yourself. But if you can work on it, you can work on it. But if something you cannot control, just celebrate it. You are different. Most people are really wishing to have that insecurity or that flaw that you think you have. You are more better than some people, and when you have these things that people are even wishing to have, you should be happy that you have them and not even have worse than them. So you need to celebrate what makes you different, what makes your character unique, what makes you special. Now, the second tip into being the most confident person is to practice self-acceptance. Many people do not love themselves. Now, they can say they like themselves. Remember, you shouldn't confuse the word like and love. When you love something, you are soaked into it. You love it wholeheartedly, and you really cannot do without that thing. So what people do think that they do is they love themselves, but they really do not love themselves. Because if you love yourself, you would accept yourself wholeheartedly. You accept the person you are becoming, you accept the man or the woman you're becoming, and you accept that you've grown to a certain state that needs to be emulated. You need to work on yourself and you need to accept yourself. And in accepting yourself, when you see things in your life that do not align to what you want to do, I'm not talking about going under the knife for the body shape and all of those things, but I mean very important things that you need to change. Let's say you have a bad character or you don't know how to speak politely. If you really love yourself and you accept yourself as who you are, you can change it. If you love yourself so well, you can change certain attributes that you don't feel is desirable. We're not still talking about going under the knife or something like that, but attitudes, characters, actions that are needed to be changed, you can change it because you love yourself and not feeling like, okay, this is who I am and people should accept me the way I am. Because if you have somebody else as a friend that has that bad character, they are claiming that this is who you are and you cannot change it, you wouldn't accept such character from somebody else. So why would you want someone else to accept a bad flaw from you, whereas you can change it because you claim to love yourself? So the next point, it is having a growth oriented mindset. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Everybody needs to have a growth oriented mindset. There are so many people that I see, they are looking so flawless, they're looking beautiful, they are well grown or even advanced than I am. But when you begin to talk to them, when you begin to converse with them, you feel like they are really lacking in some areas, in the sense that they have not grown. mentally, right? They have this limited myopic mindset that just drains every soul in you. What I'm talking about is people that do not feel that they are good enough, people that do not feel like they have something to offer, or people that just feel pessimistic about so many things. That is why they said when you flock around with birds of the same feather, you begin to have their feathers, right? When you flock around people that have low self-esteem, when you flock around people that do not see things good in themselves, when you flock around people that have negativity, that are pessimists, you begin to draw the same energy from them. So what you need to do is follow people that have growth-oriented mindset. So even if you've not grown to a certain stage in your mindset, you need to go around with people, farms those people, farms the people that have growth-oriented mindset that will push you to a level that you need to really become. If you are in the beginner stage of any career of your life, you need to follow people that are at the advanced stage so that they're able to draw you closer to the dream of you being an advanced professional in any field. This is also applicable to daily living and also relating with people. So you need to have a growth mindset. If you have any friend or if you have a group of friends that do not bring out the best in you, quickly shift away from those people because they will drag you down to their level. Most of them is even based on insecurity or based on the fact that they feel like they're not good enough. And when you feel like you're good enough and you try to relate to those kind of people, often they begin to rub up that energy of whether insecurity or feeling like they're not good enough on you, and that can impact you as well and bring you down to their level. So if you want to be unapologetically confident, you need to have a growth mindset, because when it is time to speak with people that are really advanced, you can have something to say. Even if you feel like you're small or you are younger than them, you have a growth mindset, and that can distinguish you from others. Now, the fifth way of becoming the most confident person ever is not let people's opinion about you count. This is very crucial. Like, this is the most important. This is just like the icing on top the cake. This is the iceberg, right? You need to not let people opinion about you matter. That is why I said in the intro of this video, this is an advice to you. You should do it afraid, right? Even if people would say something, even if you feel like it's not good enough, even if you feel like people will make comments or even laugh at you because of this dream you're pursuing, do it, because people will still say something. If you are winning, they will say something. If you're still losing, they will say something. And if you are stagnant, they will say something. So you choose, right? You need to be doing something even if people will say, because if you don't do it, they feel like you're a lazy person or you're not achieving what you're supposed to do. They will still say something, and it will even be worse that you're not doing anything or you do not pursue the dream you're about to pursue because people will say something and they're still saying something, right? They are still gossiping, they're still talking, they're still throwing side comments about you here and there. So do not let people opinion about you count. If you feel like you're elevating your life, feel like you're trying to elevate your life, if you feel like you're doing something for yourself, or if you feel like you're showing up as this confident person and people are saying you're too pompous, girl, man, you are not pompous. It doesn't lead to you being pompous. You're just trying to show up for yourself and be the better version of yourself. Like for me personally, I have had experiences with this. I was this very shy person, but all of a sudden I became more open, I became more confident, I became more advanced in growing and even changing my mindset. And people started seeing this as me being pompous or me trying to show myself. I am not really trying to show myself, because when I was very shy and very introverted and very awkward, people saw this as a leverage to take advantage of my timidity and me just being a people pleaser and stuff like that. It was not really helping. So now that I've elevated to a better stage of my life, feeling confident, knowing how to say no when it's necessary, putting my own priorities in front when it is very necessary, they're now seeing it as a threat and they're now thinking I'm very pompous. Whereas I'm just being very confident and standing for myself. So do not let other people's opinion about you count. People will always be people, right? They'll always have something to say. And when you're thinking of these things and pointing on what people will say and what they will not say, you will just limit yourself and you would not go anywhere. You wouldn't go anywhere. And those people that you're thinking that they will laugh at you and stuff, they are out there doing what they're supposed to do. And after they will now begin to brag that, okay, I have this, I achieved this. And but when you are supposed to also achieve yours, you are thinking that they will say something. So instead of dwelling on those negative thinking patterns, why not just stand up and do what you're supposed to do, and do it regardless of what they will say or what you fear would happen. So that's all I have for you in today's video. I believe this video was very helpful. If so, I would love that you like this video, smash on the subscribe button if you're a new viewer to my channel. I welcome you to my channel. And you'll be seeing more of this video on your screen. So stay tuned and hit the subscribe button. Share your thoughts in the comment section on other tips and ways that you have been practicing that makes you confident and the most confident person in the room. And I'll see you in my next video. Doodles!